There you go. In the north, in this best of 7, it is the Zerg player Reynor. In the south, or should I say on the other side of the map with his proxy SCVs, it is Maru playing for proxy SCVs, proxy barracks. It is Maru playing for Team Vitality, and he's gonna 3 racks probably. I see a 3rd point moving. So yeah, 3 barracks. If you ever wondered how this does work, well, you just send 3 SCVs across the map, while you only create 1 at home. I guess he creates 3. And then you just make barracks. You make a depot at home. Because you need the depot, of course, to make barracks. Remember when you didn't need a depot to make barracks? Yes, that was in Wings of Liberty, actually. There was a time where you could just make barracks. We needed, like, no. You could just make literally a barracks and just go. On 6 workers, of course, at that time. So let's see if he can make something happen with this. I don't think he will be able to utilize this healing shrine in any kind of way with this aggression, but this can be very tough if you don't know that it's coming. But this, yeah, might just be a very short game. We'll have to wait and see. 3 racks is quite committed. There is no gas behind this, of course. There's no real follow-up for the Terran player. He's gonna have a orbital command and maybe a wall. Maybe he's gonna have eventually some gas. But first we need to see that commitment here with the Marines, with the bunkers. And the Overlord, it is kind of looking for a little bit of proxy shenanigans, but it just misses this. He's the first Marine now. Now he knows what's up. It's gonna bring a lot of drones. We do leave 6, 7 to keep mining. And instantly gonna make a spine crawler. And yeah, let's see if Maru can execute this correctly here and win this game, or if Reynor is just gonna pull off the defense. He pulled a few more workers actually. He's gonna lose the first drone, but if he can get a surround on those Marines, he does not kill anything yet. Okay, so he killed the SCV that was making the bunker. He loses 3, 4 drones, 5 drones are falling. Oh my god, this is a little bit too much damage already. 6 drones. It's so many workers. Remember, the Terran, like, minus these 2 SCVs, he still has 16 at home working. And he has mule. A mule. It's not mules, it is a mule. He has only 1 orbiter. We always say Terrans have mules. He literally has 1. So now he's trying to come in. Again, he pulled some SCVs. Can he make this work, man? He has so many Marines behind this. So much firepower. Reynor was trying to re-establish his economy, but maybe he's just losing too much. Oh, no transfuse there. For the spine, it's gonna fall. He needed a second spine crawler with this defense. Maru is plowing through. He will kill the queen. He will kill everything. GG. A 3-minute game. That's what we wanted to see between these two, of course. Sometimes you need these kind of games, because they set up for a good series, you know? That's the introduction to these players. He just showed you some execution and some executional errors. But I guess Reynor was a little bit too sure that Maru would not pull SCVs. He kind of needed an Overlord in position to see the entrance of the Terran base. So he knows when SCVs are gonna come out, and then he could have thrown down a second spine crawler. Maybe that finishes up. Of course you want to be cutting edge there and not overcommit to the defense, because if you make too many defensive structures, for example, then Maru can just go back and have the lead and basically kill you with the stim timing later. Yeah, but it feels like he just did not have the correct information which was necessary to play the game. And maybe he pulled them too many drones. Of course he lost a bunch of them already in that first engagement, with the 6 drones I think falling in the first fight, so that looked quite terrible already. Okay. But yeah, good for Maru. He made that work. Of course not the first engagement, but that second, the SCV pull, was quite nice indeed. And very worthwhile. Let's hop into the second map here. And it's gonna be Evil Heart. So, do we see another 3 racks? Maru, of course, up 1-0 in this best of 7. Reynor's gonna do something fishy. He's gonna send a drone across the map. Oh no. So, Maru is just opening up normally. No 3 racks, but this is gonna be a proxy hatchery inside the natural of Maru. Look at how fast this drone is. It could have mined like 1 trip more. Okay, so now we need to see a pool. We need to see a geyser. We want to, of course, go for speed with this. Or he's just going to throw down a third hatchery before his pool. I'm going to go into the gas and then he'll go into the pool. Alright, there we go. It's basically a normal build order for Zerg, except the position of the hatchery is different. So it's just positioned in the front. He's going to make the queen at the normal time. He's going to make the lynx at the normal time, but not the drones. The drones are going to be kind of different, at least once the hatchery finishes. Now Maru is going to scout this, and what he's going to do is going to try to bunker rush this. Not sure if I like this choice. He's going to instantly set up the second depot to wall this in. You can throw down a second barracks. He's not throwing down a command center. This is 100 and this is 100 minerals. He had 400 minerals. He could have thrown down the command center over here and make a wall with that. And then just go into gas, an additional gas, and go into a faster factory. But he's choosing the bunker to try and kill this faster maybe, or disrupt whatever Reynor is doing down here. Now, I don't like the SCV not hitting the hatchery. There's nothing that does prevent you right now, and any point of damage is gonna count in a situation like this. Definitely a little bit of a mistake, even though you say, hey, what the F, man, it's just an SCV. It still does deal damage. It's 5 damage at 1.07 second. Of course, hatcheries do have 1 armor, but that's still 4 damage every hit. And the Reaper, and the Marine, they don't deal that much more right now. See, the Reaper, 2 attacks, 4 damage, so that's 8 damage, but reduced by armor twice, so that's 6 damage. That's not much more than, like, these SCVs. They should have been working on this. It would have probably been like that at this point. But now they're just trying to defend this bunker here, trying to repair this, but only 2 SCVs that might be bustable here for Reynor. In the end though, what is Reynor gonna do here? The Reaper's gonna try to move out here, try to bounce the queen. He's gonna go back into the bunker. He will heal inside the bunker. If you didn't know, now you do. He should heal in the bunker. Pretty sure, yeah, see? So now he's orange. And now he jumps back. And Maru is gonna evacuate the low ground before the bust comes in. So that was a very nice timing, and he did deal. See, like, if the SCVs would have been working on this, that might have actually been dead. It might have been dead, it might have been insanely close. He's gonna go into a cyclone, that should keep him safe. At least that's what we expect. He's going into a medevac, that's gonna help him get some aggressive potential out on the map. And he will go into a second barracks and a reactor to start up his production. But this is a 2-base play now. Oh, he did not make a tank after this, so he will instantly try to get that. Oh, what? Is he gonna go into Banshees? What's going on over here? I was thinking into Stim, but seems like he wants to float over the starboard with a position like this. I guess not. I guess I was right. Now the Cyclone locking on onto the hatchery, but does not get a kill. Is he gonna get a kill on the queen? Also no. But this with a medevac, of course, is very micro build, so he should be able to get the cleanup here on this base. But this is such a huge delay behind this. Reynor is just expanding. He's making bases, he's making drones. He does not make tech, so he only has links, and that's the advantage from Maru. He has an engineering base, he's getting +1, he's getting stim right now. He's getting a Raven, of course, to clean the creep without any scan commitment. That's gonna be quite nice. And there's the first evolution chamber here for Reynor. There's no gas unit involved right now. The only gas that he has currently used is basically for the plus speed here on the links. And I don't think he even has a layer yet. Not even started yet. He has the money for it. Should probably throw it down very soon here. Might commit to the armor first. Pretty sure we're gonna see armor here from that one. Oh, he needs to pick that Cyclone up. Was a little bit slow to the pickup. So the Cyclone takes a lot of damage. Reaper's gonna get sacrificed for the tumor. Not sure if I like that choice, to be honest. But he wants to get that creep out of the way as soon as possible. Of course, the CC's just floating here, so he's not even dropping mules. Now the SCVs are gonna transfer down here. I guess he really needed to kill that one. And they will start to repair the cycle. They're actually pushing him into a corner, so they're pushing him further and further away from themselves with trying to repair him, actually. Now Lings are gonna get baited in by a tank shot here, and the creep is just going backwards. So Maru is gonna have a tough time to clear the creep. That's why I actually really like, I think this Raven is a very smart choice. It's so easy to clean up this creep, and all of this extra work done by Reynor does not really do much for him. He does manage to get a SCV kill because he enables to set up this kind of run-in for himself, and he gets a fresh mule, which is also nice. That's 300 minerals, that's actually very big. 300 minerals worth of mining here. Now the lair is finally coming in. We do have the Baneling Nest already finished up. The armor is about to complete. Probably going to be done with this push from Maru. So the advantage that Maru had on the tech front, it's actually not there anymore. We don't see any Baneling speed, of course, since the lair is not done yet. But these barracks, they're not really doing what Maru is hoping for. They're not producing enough units. Of course, he's lacking the money as well. He's very far behind in the worker department here. And yeah, with combat shields, I mean, this is his first teched out aggression. He could snipe the Banes. Carapace is not there yet, so it's definitely on the table. But the big surround happens. He does not pick up. He tries to stand his ground and fight. Of course, the tanks are committed now. But this fight does not seem to go that well in the favor of Maru. So he loses most of the expensive units while he keeps a bunch of his marines. That's okay. But you kind of need those anchor points, you need those tanks, and especially with Baneling speed on the way and more Banes coming in. No combat shields yet. If the Bane gets a connection! Ooh, it wasn't the big one, but yeah, he's pulling the SCVs and the Banelings. That's when you know it's desperation time. The Raven is gonna fall here, Marines are just splitting away from the Banes. And in the meantime, the Queens and the Lings did kill all of the SCVs, so that wall that he brought over to fight with his Marines, well, it's gone. He doesn't have that anymore. He's not making any additional SCVs here, just going lower and lower in economy, in power. And yeah, he was trying to basically make this an 8 racks with only 5 racks and 2 bases. But this doesn't really work against a 3-base Zerg, and soon to be 4 bases. He even has a counter attack here on the other side. GG is gonna be called. Reynor, quite a nice win here for himself. Delayed that natural base for so long. Oh, and yeah, quite nice for Reynor. Very well done by him. Very happy for him to pick up that win and tying up the series. Okay. So we're looking at a 1-to-1. Usually, I want to say, usually Maru has Reynor's number. But that looked quite nice for Reynor, I want to say. I mean, these maps are kind of weird as well. Evil Heart is a very difficult one, it feels like. Also, you're not really having that many or that much experience on that because it's not in the ladder. Of course, this beard is a real beard. What are you talking about? Okay. Let's hop into the next map. It's going to be Mothership, so a 3-player map. I'm very curious always how this plays out. It's interesting that most of the pro players do not hate this one. It's one of the more standard maps, quote unquote, and a lot of people really like playing on this. So let's get into this. In the bottom center position we do have Reynor, and in the top left position it is Maru. It's quite interesting how the kind of tables turn, right? If you actually make a really good 3-player map, pros don't hate to play on it. They're still doing it, and it's like a frequent stay in all of best of 5 series, at least, and it even gets through in best of 3 series a lot of times. Mothership is a really good map. There's no arguing about that. Feels like it's very strong for all the races. There's a lot of things you can do with the map. And, well, you know, if you know it's a good map if the players don't hate playing on it. It makes them just uncomfortable enough that they're, or just comfortable enough that they don't hate the map, you know. So that's the perfect line you want to hit. Even though it is a 3-player map. So I'm very glad that we have this one in the map pool right now here. I'm very happy that whoever made this map, shout out to the map maker. I need to look him up after this series probably and give him a big shout out because this is a very, very nice, refreshing edition here. Okay, Reaper expand for Maru. No crazy greedy openings on this map. We have seen Nexus first, we have seen Command Center first, Triple Hatch before pooled. A lot of greedy styles in this on this map. And this time it's gonna be just a normal opening for both players. Now Maru is gonna play most likely a 2-1-1. He could go into a third barracks, we'll have to wait and see. Could be a 3-racks as well, or even 4-racks. You can do things like that, Starin. But that would be quite committed. 4-racks. You don't really have a big push after your big marine ball walks across the map and tries to kill your opponent. Like everything sophisticated with tanks and medevacs is gonna be so late if you go 4 barracks before factory. Now Maru is gonna come in, is gonna try to snipe a drone, is not gonna work out though. And did Reynor skip the links? Yeah, he has no links, so he's playing this a little bit greedy. You can see the greed by the people, it's kind of funny. But Maru managed to get the correct scouts, so in the end Reynor... Well, he's just like, alright, I'm gonna take the gamble, and he did have good queen movement, so he kind of managed and drone movement, so he manages to just make that work. No Reaper there to contest him. And I guess the queen was fast enough, right? Usually the timing is off. So there we go, no Zerglings. The Reaper does get a scout, he's trying to get for a drone kill here, but that's gonna be a easy save into a spore. And he will kill the Reaper, but the drone does survive, so... He does get 30 damage worth of minerals from the cancels, but that's about it. I guess he cancelled an Instructor in the early game or something. Yeah, there's 4x, there we go. That was what I was afraid of. So it's gonna be nice timing with Simid Combat Shield and a bunch of Marines. And Reynor has no Overseer. Look at this, he has no Overseer in the proximity here of that base. So he cannot see this. He kinda needs to scout with links. He's gonna have double evolution chamber here. That's not gonna help you with... See, he even scanned for the Overlord. Oh man, that's actually very bad. There's no Overlord, and that's 300 minerals down the drain, which you're not gonna get from the mules. It's a very unfortunate kind of scan, but he does confirm that this is hidden. So that's some nice intel he gains there, I guess. And yeah, once Stim is done, he's gonna start move across the map here. Or about to finish up now. And I mean, there's no factory yet. There's only one gas mine in right now. He should probably thrown down the factory already. Wait, I didn't even see this. He never really made any SCVs. Oh wait, no, he pulled them. He made the SCVs. He's just gonna go all in? Maru, the crazy man. There's no banelings this time. We went into the double evo chamber. Reynor was thinking this is a normal game. But it is a 4-racks with an SCV pull, Stimp Marines and combat shields. And he only has links. He immediately cancels the upgrades. He throws down triple spine. He's gonna try to make a wall maybe with these drones. No, he's not gonna go for it. Marines will bust these down anyways very fast. Can he get a defense? Can he get a defense going? He doesn't really have any links. Only 4 links here. Man, drones going into the meat grinder. Maru, is he just gonna run through Reynor on this map like it's nothing? Oh, the difficulty of scouting intel. Such a big deal here. But Reynor, even if he defends this, he still has a shot. That's the funny thing. 20 drones to 11 workers have been going down. Reynor, can he make a defense happen? He's gonna lose the spawning pool. Oh no, that's such a big deal. Now he needs to remake the spawning pool. He still has... Okay, this is funny. He still has a bunch of drones down here. And while this base is gonna get killed, the Marines already stimmed once, so they actually stimmed twice, so they have 20 damage dealt to them. Only 35 damage or health remaining, and he's gonna find these 3 spine crawlers now guarding the entrance, so they can't push down the ramp. Now as Maru, what I want to see him do is like stand on top. Oh, he can deny the gas from there, that's kind of funny. Can't believe Maru let the drones get out. Yeah, that might have been a big mistake in the end. That's crazy. So he can deny the geysers from up here, and he should probably just stand on top of the ramp and wait for the medevacs, extract those guys, and then get a big push going with some tanks. Or go into a third base. He reset a base from his opponent, he reset the tech. I mean, Reynor couldn't do anything, he had to cancel the upgrades as well, so there was no potential lead that Reynor was gaining from his position. He's just trying to get back right now. He's making links, he's making the occasional drone here or there, he's building a baneling nest. He might just go for a bust and try to kill that. Oh no! Maru's moving down, he's stimmed again, so he's down to 25 HP. 25 HP Marines, they're not good. And you can see why he literally didn't kill anything, I think. He killed 9 Zerglings. Is that the trade you want to do? 16 Marines. That was 16 Marines. That was a very bad move. Oh, damn. I think Maru was playing a little bit weird there. Now he's going to go into the normal setup for the Terrans, except his 30C is quite late. But we have the 5 barracks. We have the factory and the medevacs. He's going to go into Widow Mines immediately because he cannot really afford tanks at this point. His 1-1 is going to finish. Does he have the armory? Yeah, it's finished as well at the same moment. And Reynor will see these Marines, but the Marines don't see Reynor yet, so maybe there's an opportunity. It's a bunch of links. He does not find the Overlord, but the Marines do join up. Reynor will go in and try to confirm there is the units. He sees his 1-1, and yeah, the 1-1 did finish for Reynor as well, so at least he has that going for him. Can he catch these Marines now? At least he sees the medevacs. Reynor's trying to take a 4th base in his main base. And he does finish up the lair. Will he start any upgrades? He doesn't really have any gas. He's not mining any gas except for this one geyser right now. And he's noticing that right now. He finished up the lair. He's like, alright, let's get baning speed. Let's get 2-2. He doesn't have the gas. He was so trying to get back into drones that he completely focused on mineral income, which is okay. And he is kind of saturated, but the gas was just delayed a little bit too much maybe to keep up in the upgrade department. Now he's gonna go for some bane speed first. That's the key upgrade he kind of wanted to have going immediately with the lair finishing up. He should try to get into 2-2, but I guess there's no time given. He doesn't even have enough banelings to try and fend off this army. Can he get the good surround? Can he get the good connection? He does get a good, I guess a decent connection, but we still have almost 3 medevacs worth of units getting picked up here. At least he doesn't die. Widow Mine is kind of whiffing there on a carcass of a Zergling, which is definitely gonna be nice for Reynor here. But he's lacking the gas. He doesn't have the banes. It's a rare occasion, but sometimes it happens when the Zerg just doesn't have the gas to make banes. Usually it's minerals, but this time it is the gas. 1-1 Marauders are gonna be quite tanky. A nice Widow Mine shot here is gonna kill 10 of the links, and Reynor says, alright man, I re-expanded to my main base. Let's abandon the 3rd. And he's killing SCVs over on the side of Maru, but we do see 2-2 completing. Baneling speed did complete, Baneling health, I want to say, did complete 5 more extra HP for these bad boys. But will that be enough against 2-2 and concussive shells coming in from Maru? I don't think it will be. We'll have to wait and see though. It comes down to engagement. Big Ling run in. Is this gonna set Maru on a timer here? This definitely is gonna put a bunch of pressure on Maru, and he needs to be efficient with, oh my god, with this army. But this mine shot was insane. 11 SCVs did go down, but the armor does come back clean up. And still SCVs falling though, 20 SCVs going down. Reynor is kind of getting back into this game, but he does not have the production he needs. He does not have the bases he needs. Look at the money. It is there. He has the drone count, but now he's lacking the hatches. He can only make links. He doesn't have any high tech. He doesn't have a Hydra den. He's still not mining fully from this gas. It's a big mistake. There we go. Finally, the third drone coming in. He's so gas-starved right now. He's 700 minerals, 150 gas. And that's with a hatchery in production right now. So he's about 1,000 minerals into 100 gas. It's a 1:10 ratio here, kind of. And yeah, it's just not enough to keep up against 2-2. I feel like it's even +3 coming in here from Maru. Reynor needs some high quality in his army to be able to keep on fighting. And Maru, all he needs is the 3 mules. And then he can just keep on rolling. Literally, that's all he needs. He doesn't need much more. He's gonna start on dropping this 4th base attempt. Should have maybe tried to retake this one because there's still the creep over there. Not sure why he took the other one. Queens are moving in a line, trying to get a position for a defense. But again, not enough gas for those banelings. Only 9 banelings, 60 links. Like, he has the links, he doesn't have the banes. He doesn't have the gas. We constantly starved there. Man, what a stressful moment here for our Zerg player. He's trying to reestablish his base. Should probably try to look at a double expand. He has the minerals anyways. Medevacs though coming from the north here, and the triple drop still here in the south as well. If Reynor could see the Medevacs move on the north and intercept them with the with the queens, that would be amazing. But only 3 queens here. The drop is gonna commence. It's gonna find the base. It's still gonna drop into banelings though, so this is not the perfect fight here for Maru. And a decent defense, I guess. If he doesn't die, it's a defense, right? Now, Reynor also needs to keep this base here on the high ground safe. Cannot lose that again. And it's a little bit of a tough thing because he does not have much creep there. Now, Marauders and Marines are trying to move into position to try to snipe the hatchery, but that did not work. So he's gonna bleed some units, not really find that much damage. He did, in the meantime, also fight here on the high ground and lose most of that. Did lose most of that group. That medevac is just gonna stay and die and boost into death. Tried to get out, but that didn't work. This is a dangerous game to be a worker, indeed. Now, Maru again is coming here through the top, and he has an SCV with this group that might be for a command center on location. I was just gonna walk back. There is the command center, actually. It's already finished up. So Maru is re-establishing himself. He has enough workers. 58 workers is enough for a Terran on 4 bases to keep on running with some mule action here. Of course, this base is mostly mined out, so his saturation is gonna be fine. Maru is about to max out, and he has 130 armor supply. If he joins his forces and just gets a frontal push going, there's no way that Reynor can hold this with his meager 60 supply. He has a big landmine set up here over on the left side. If you can push Maru in that direction and get that one off, maybe a flank right now would be nice. Just unborrow them and get a flank going. But in the end, he's not using those banes. Maybe a big mistake. That's a mistake from Maru though, rallying there into the queens, losing these medevacs. But like, he killed 30 army supply right now from Maru. He traded 20 from himself, so yeah, nice trading there. But Maru still has 100 more, and there it is. It's just walking down from his base into the natural of Reynor, and it's just shooting at the links. GG is gonna be called. Maru just had a little bit too much here. It looked like Reynor had a moment where he was kind of getting back into the game, but then his eternal gas starving there really propelled it, rippled so deep into the timings there that he just eventually was not able to keep on fighting anymore. And I mean, the most tech committed unit he had was the Baneling, right? Even a macro hatch might have been a good choice, just to keep on link production and have more links and just overwhelming forces. Maybe get on to more of a bigger queen count as well. If you have more hatcheries, you can remake many more queens, right? So, not sure. It's a very difficult call, of course. If you lose your main bases, a player is always a terrible thing that happens. But now we do see Maru on a 2-1 lead in this best of 7 series. The next map is going to be Celestial Enclave. It's a very nice map that Maru really enjoys. Of course, if there is a base with a free, a map with a free base, then basically Maru is gonna tattoo that name on top of his forehead. That's the map he wants to play. If there's free resources, yes, he will always go for that. So let's see how he's gonna utilize that. Definitely gonna be, yeah, a nice choice for him. Hop into the map. Man, the beard keeps on growing into weird directions. Now in the top right we do have Reynor with an extracted trick right off the bat, and in the bottom left we do have Maru. So Maru is not 3-rexing, which I'm kind of happy about. And Reynor is not proxy hatchering in, which I'm also happy about. By the way, guys, do me a favor. Wish me a Merry Christmas. By the way, in the form of just subscribing to my YouTube channel if you haven't yet. It's free and it does support the growth of the channel and stuff. There's been a content drought for a while, but I'm getting back up content right now. I'm probably gonna start to push games tonight, like in a few hours. Right now it's like noon here where I am, and in like 10 hours or something, or maybe 14 or 16 hours, there's gotta be the first of the next video coming up, and it's gonna be regular content again. So please, please, please do me a favor, go over to the YouTube channel and do subscribe. I'm gonna also post that into the chat here in a moment. And thank you so much for every support. It means very much to me. There we go. Now Maru is just gonna take the frontal base first. He did not wall this natural, which is kind of interesting. Already playing this a little bit safer than I'm seen. Tried to do him in the first kind of attempts I've seen him play on this map, like a few months ago, where he really went super greedy, right? Get the natural wall down and then get the backdoor expansion and stuff like that. Very, very fast. It is still a fast backdoor expansion, but you still need to wall in your natural with this style. But yeah, you're gonna keep the main base safe, right? So he has the command center here, and before him walling this place, please wall off here. You know, just put a supply depot there. That's all you need to block this off, if you ever wondered. Even a Zerg could wall that with an evolution chamber or something, or like a spore crawler. Maru is gonna go for a 3-rex again, so it's gonna go unit intensive. Gonna want to have some firepower. But Reynor is not making too many drones. He's going into a lair before 3 minutes. That is so fast. What is he gonna do with this? He's not really making any more drones. We're looking at 9 drones in the natural. This could be a drop. This could be a Nidus. Yeah, could be a Nidus. With that fast of a lair. Could be just the overload speed. I'll have to wait and see. He's still mining gas. There's no baning nest, and he's just keep on producing queens here single-handedly. So he's gonna go up to 4 queens. He does not really stack energy on the queens right now. He's still doing creep tumors and injects. Of course, you kind of need the injects to just make so many links, right? There's gonna be the engineering base, double engineering bay. Maru is not really producing that many units right now, but he does have submarines. Maybe he has enough. Going immediately into 1-1, but yeah, look at that. There's only 1 marine making right now, while there is 4 barracks. Now finally he starts up the... Sorry, 3 barracks. Mapu cannot count, confirmed. And he just does not get in with the link. So it's gonna be speed and a drop lord. That means he could drop into the back, potentially. But then he needs to kind of elevator. He could also drop over here. Not sure. It's just for the queen movement, I think. And yeah, he will start on moving now. And maybe he's gonna drop a bunch of links into the back. That could be quite powerful, actually. Now, you kind of need to have bunkers all around, like a bunker over here, a bunker over here, to solidify a position for yourself. But yeah, man, this is not like even 3 dropper lords. That's actually a lot of drop. And yeah, that's 16 lings and 4 queens. That's a bunch. No, he's just gonna run into the natural, already killing a bunch of marines. There's no upgrades for these right now, no stim. He drops on top of the rest. GG's call. Maru completely blindsided by the strategy. He's gonna get taken down here by Reynor in a very swift KO. That was a one-hit punch. Boom, right through the nose. That was very anticlimactic. Maru just lost all of the marines and then he just GG'd. Because there was nothing else to do. Yeah, basically what you need to do is you need to find out about this. You need to probably throw up, like with a build you already went as Maru. You want to throw down some bunkers because you have excess marines. You need some anchor points for your marines. If they just get killed, it doesn't work. Maybe you also want to evacuate the natural base and only defend your third and the like the back door and the main entrance. Like, those are some options, you know, for your potential defense. But you need to see it coming somehow. And he did not scout it. He wasn't able to see any of this. He wasn't able to get in. You can walk a SCV through the back door into the main base from the Zerg player. He didn't have anything over there. Reynor. There was the potential to get the scout. He could have seen the lair at 3 minutes. He didn't. I need a bell. Ho ho ho. I don't have one, I'm sorry. I'm gonna prepare one for next year. I hope I don't forget this. What are we looking? 2-2, yeah? So he tied up the series, nice for him. Good for us as well, we're gonna see more games, but maybe do it a little bit more, you know, I don't know, maybe with a little bit more of an action-packed game. Back and forth would be nice here. Let's see if we can get it in this map. It's gonna be Tokamak and, well, again, Reynor against Maru. Maru with a low ground wall this time. This is gonna be the double barracks with the Reaper, triple Reaper. The game would be much different if both players had full vision. Well, yeah. I don't think I would like that. But that's kind of chess, right? You have full vision of what your opponent does. Imagine a chess where you don't see the pieces of your opponent move. You still know the... You still know, like, the... what is it called? Like the board, right? It doesn't have that much room to move around in chess. There's a double barracks, by the way. And no gas. That's interesting. So not Reapers, I guess. But yeah. It like would be kind of funny, you know? Chess with Fog of War, only seeing one kind of field around your own pieces, and then like knights needed like 2 or 3, right? Because they can walk further than they can see. Would be kind of funny to see something like that. Yeah, of course, Fog of War, man. It is the best thing that you have in RTS. If you don't have one, RTS doesn't make that much sense, I guess. And not, at least not real-time strategy. Then you can have a turn-based RTS. I'm not sure if that actually was Warcraft 2 that made it happen. At least, probably for Blizzard, I guess. When did Age of Empires 1 came out? That already had Fog of War. I'm pretty sure that was before Warcraft 2. Was Warcraft 2 earlier? I'm not sure. It has a toggle in the menu, yeah. A lot of those have. Oh, that's what you credit, I guess. Like in Age of Empires, you could have, you could toggle it or have that checked when you open a game, basically. What is this? So he's just making marines and he's walking them across the map. He's bringing an SCV. He's gonna build a bunker. He walks to the wrong location, so that gives Reynor a little bit of a salvation period here. But he will quickly find out that this is not the location he's looking for, and he looks for the other one. So Reynor does see this, and he can make a choice now. He's gonna make a spine crawl in the natural, and I don't think he's gonna try to defend the sentry. So what are you gonna do? You're just gonna let this bleed down. And what you ideally want to do is retake a different base, I guess, as fast as possible, and try to catch these. These want to get back home. And as the Zerg, you don't want to let that happen. Can you keep the drone safe? No, it's gonna get shot down. So he loses 150 minerals basically. And now these guys walk back home. One Marine does stay? I don't think you want to have one Marine stay here actually. I think you just salvage the bunker and walk everyone back. Ah, okay, so he knows he can't get back, so he tries to get back into the bunker, but nice interception here by Reynor. Bunker, or maybe he tried to go for a snipe on the Overlord, I'm not sure. That didn't work, he didn't have high ground vision. Maybe he was looking for a scan, but that wasn't there. I'm not sure what he was doing there with the Marines. I wouldn't have hated the attempt to try and walk away, but if you go back into the bunker but you're too slow, well, that doesn't work out right. So, pretty good cleanup in the end here for Reynor, I want to say. Even though Maru did get the cancel, losing all of that investment and losing the bunker, like even the salvage would have been better, right? On the bunker. So he lost more money than Reynor did actually. But Reynor was delayed. And this does only delay... Okay, there are the add-ons. I was like, what is this, you know? Oh no. So he gets in. Was he letting him get in? Does he want this to get scouted? So he finds the double NG bay. He's starting the upgrades. But this is so late on these, and he cancels the upgrades and he throws down. Yeah, there we go. Factories, okay. That was what I was looking for. So, I've seen Maru do this before against Cyril. I think he did that at the Esports World Cup. And what this is, it's basically a hard fake on bio. So he makes the add-ons over here and it's like, yeah, stim and marine production, blah blah blah. I have one factory and I have the double engineering bay. And those are gonna start to produce the upgrades for bio. But this is a red herring. Like, one engineering bay you can have, right? Okay, yeah, it makes sense. Get some building upgrades for mech and some turrets, and the additional one you don't need. So these guys here, those are fake. And let's see if Reynor is gonna fall for this. But he's throwing down a roach one. He's getting roach upgrades actually. This might be good for Reynor. I mean, Lynx would be terrible because Helions are so good against Lynx. He's only making Helions? What the F? You definitely don't want to only make Helions. At least like a Helion Cyclone composition, but he's just making Helions, man. He's just getting Blue Flame and Helions. He's so building on the fact that Reynor is not going roaches, but he's going roaches. One scan could do the trick here and just save Maru a terrible time. By the way, he's still faking cloak in case there's an Overlord or a Link coming by and scouting this and seeing this. Until he's ready with the Helions, which he's kind of pooling right now, he's still faking that stim. Now he does cancel the stim, and he does have probably move out with the Helions very soon here. He has so many Helions he could potentially even fight off roaches, but only in a good location. They need to be very clumped up, and you need to have like the first shot in like in high ground adventure or something. If you don't have that one, maybe Hellbats could be okay against roaches if they can surround them. You know, they could probably fight them. There's 14 roaches. I don't think this is gonna go well for Maru, man. He's only making Helions. No tank. Not a single tank. 19 Helions. 3 Marines. Against 20 roaches. This is a Helion for a roach, basically. But I don't think they win in one-on-one. Now, I guess we're gonna wait and see. Finally, Cyclones are gonna be the choice here afterwards. But there's no Cyclone with this, so he sees the roaches. What is he gonna do? He's gonna shoot. He's not gonna transform. Okay, so... Man, this is... What a terrible choice here for Maru. Damn. And he doesn't even get to safely land his command center because he moved all the Helions to the front. Now he cancels the Cyclone. He does not cancel the upgrade, but he instantly makes 3 tanks. panic tanks. But yeah, he sees the roaches just walk across the map. I don't think he can hold that one. He has 1-1 upgrades on the way. He's gonna evacuate the third base already. He's even just gonna let it float there to buy some time, it seems. Only against the Ravagers. He will clean up some of the reinforcing links there. But yeah, barracks are gonna get busted down. There's no bunkers to try and anchor this. Tanks coming down here. One tank maybe a little bit too far down. Can he get the meat grinder going there? But no, I guess no. The answer is a hard no. He still trades very efficiently with the tank file. But imagine he had 6 tanks there. Oh, sorry. Of course, I cannot forget the beard. Imagine he has 6 tanks there, right? That's a whole different story. You cannot engage anymore with this roach force. What a greedy play, right? Am I right? Have you ever tried to play a TVZ, make 2 engineering bases and then go into 5 factory Helion only production? Yes? Well, I can guarantee you on the ladder it's not gonna work. Maybe it does work like every now and then, but no. What a crazy, crazy game. But this seems to be like Maru seems to exploit the fact that Zergs are very lazy with their follow-up scouting. I've noticed this as well. Like, Zerg players are not that actively running in with Overlords anymore. There's one exception, and you can name that one. He is called Serral. Plays for the same team as Reynor, but Reynor is kind of lazy with the scouting. He's not really committing Overlords, he's not committing Overseers. He did get the links in, but he didn't go for a follow-up scout. I mean, he could have easily seen this, right? There was only 3 Marines to deny division from any Overlords, Overseers coming in. He already was on the lair anyway, so... I'm not sure, like, you're kind of playing it a little bit risky, right? But yeah, I guess it still worked out, he still got the read and that's all he needs. And now we need to go, like Maru as well. Maru's scouting is insanely lazy, wasn't it? Right? In 2 games he lost because he just didn't scout. This last game he had a good, like going mech there. Let's go into this map first here. Okay, 1 second. There we go. So going mech there, I think it's a good choice. And what was it? Tokamak, right? It's a good map for that as well. On top of that, Tokamak's pretty good map for mech. Now. That would have been good and all if he just made the correct units, right? If he just gets like 6 tanks, tank Helion is fine. That's all he needs. Tank Helion or Helion Cyclone, for God's love, right? And a few tanks just to anchor your positions at in the defensive department there. But he never went in with anything to scout after he sniped that hatchery. He ran in with the Helions, cleared some creep, but he never committed in with any of those because he wanted to stack as many as possible. But he didn't throw down a scan as well because he was like, alright man, I'm gonna hit you with aggression. Reynor just made basically the same. He just made a bunch of roaches. A big bunch of roaches. He just went into tier 2, made roach upgrades, kept on droning, and then once he hit the upgrades, he was like, alright, time to just press the roach button and make 30 roaches and go across the map and win the game because you only make Helions. And I've heard about this strategy from Sarah. It's probably what it was, I'm not sure, but that's the only time I've seen this strategy with the double engineering bay being a fake. I'm pretty sure he might have won that game against Sarah, I'm not exactly sure, but I don't think he went only Helions, but yeah, like of course having roaches against mech is kind of what you need. In that case anyways, so... Very nice read by Reynor, even though I have to still fault him that he didn't go for the follow-up. Oh yeah, and the other game he did not scout enough was with the Reaper, right? On Celestial Enclave, where Reynor did the drop a lot into his base and just killed him. So yeah, if he scouts that, of course, he can prepare for that. He can abandon his natural, he can evacuate into the main and throw down a couple bunkers, and then he's gonna be safe most of the time. And Reynor has to play a game from behind because he puts so many eggs in that basket. Maybe even just lose. Like that's basically a free win position if you scout this correctly. on that earlier game on the Celestial Enclave. So yeah, 2 times bad scouting here, costing the game for Maru. At least a shot in a game, and in one case the actual game. So let's see if he can kind of fix that in this game and get the intel that's needed to kind of prevent him from dying to these timing attacks. He does see the 3rd base, he does scout the natural, sees the drone counts, like alright, this is enough drones. This is not gonna be the same, it's not gonna be the drop overlord play, and he will play a 1-1-1 style, which is also quite safe. It is also before the 3rd base, so it's the safer approach, not the greedy one, with a double gas. There's also like a 1 gas version of this, where you get the 3rd command center before the starport. But this time, the 3rd base will be after the starport. It's probably gonna put this on the wall here. No, maybe not. I don't know. But yeah, he'll start to roam the map with Helion Reaper and go in with some Banshees as well. It's gonna give him some intel, it's gonna give him some potential drone damage. It's actually gonna walk through here. Lynx are in position to block though, and he's kind of just shrugging against the Lynx. He's gonna lose so much health on these Helions. He's gonna lose 2 Helions and the Reaper already. The Queens are gonna finish that one off. He will kill 1 drone. That's not too much here. I don't know, man. Not too much. Yeah, this was very lackluster. Pretty good defense by Reynor, I have to say, even though he got a lot of denied mining time there. I'm happy with Reynor's performance in this defense. And there's the 3rd command center, by the way, if you were wondering. And there is the double engineering base. It's gonna be mech again. No, this is not 2 barracks, so it's already different. There we go. There's the additional barracks. It's probably gonna start stim very soon as well. There we go. And this time it will finish, unless Reynor can kill him first. But I don't expect this one, because he still has the Banshees, he's still quite safe. Oh, this one's taking a lot of damage already here. A little bit sloppy. Now joining up with the 2nd one, probably. Does not spot the Lynx. There is the additional barracks. 4 in 5. So this is setting up to be a Atrax game. And a basically standard bio play here from Maru. Maru is one of those players who will go up to Atrax after his 4th command center usually, so kind of expecting to see this. And Reynor is also developing quite normal here, making 10 more drones, 1 additional base, and should probably see some kind of tech very soon. There it is, infestation pit going on, evolution chamber. He kind of made a wall at his ramp. I'm not sure if this position is really good. If he goes into Ultralisks, can they walk down that path? I don't think he can get Ultralisks out of his main base anymore. Does he need to kill the infestation pit then? Maybe. Let's hope this game goes to Ultralisks and he makes some in the main and they're stuck. That's like the tank prison, you know, you sometimes have when you have like a production facility over here and then the tank spawns inside there, or you have like a big round base as the Terran and the tank spawns on the side that they cannot get out anymore or something, and then you have like 7 tanks stuck in your main base or so. Sometimes that happens. Happens to all of us. Even the best. No. Hive on the way here immediately with the infestation pit. He did let that finish in that position. Very interesting. We'll see if that comes into play. 1-1, finished up. Marines ready to push. They wanna hit the creep at least. No, scan. There we go, scan. But he's only gonna snipe 1 creep tumor there, giving Reynor a lot of time to prepare basically in this position. Not sure if I like that. For Maru just kind of staying there, you know. He could have moved around a bit more. And this is a nice interception. 1 carapace is gonna complete here, but the melee does take a little bit more time. It's gonna complete after the fight though, but just having the engagement against the Marines that were still being dropped out of those medevacs was quite nice for Reynor, and he has a bunch of Lynx waiting on the left. He has infestors for fungal, so no retreat allowed here. for those Marines. Stim, no combat shields done yet. Everything that was still available to get picked up does get picked up, but only to be dropped behind here again. Another fungal. No pickup allowed. But he doesn't need the pickup. He's kind of still trading fine enough here. +1 does finish during this fight, or at the tail end of the fight, for Reynor here. He needed that really at the start of the engagement, kind of. Maru again is establishing this position. Can Reynor push this one back? It feels like this is just a straight up Atrax. He's just producing non-stop unit. No fourth base here inside for our Terran player. Probably gonna lift this base very soon once the low mineral patches are gonna start mining out. You kind of want to lift that over already and get the full base saturation running again. But he doesn't even have enough workers actually, 49 only. So yeah, might even not do that. But this is not really enough firepower, I feel like, here for our Terran player. One fungal could be really nice here. He does have some more infestors coming in from the south. He's gonna throw a fungal on top of the Marines. Not enough links though. Oh, maybe it is. With that fungal, that was just enough to break that one. Now we only have a bunch of medivacs. That's 6 medivacs, is 12 army supply. This push is not broken yet though. Reinforcements coming in a big wave, and we do see Liberators coming in now. He does make Ultralisks! Does he make one in the main base? Ah, no! No, unfortunately not. The first one does pop over here. They don't have the upgrades yet, no kindness plating. They only have 1-1. But is it maybe a little bit too much? Even a fungal on the medivacs. Can he kill the medivacs with the queens? No, unfortunately not. They gotta get away. Maru has to abandon ship. He's gonna go into a armory. He's gonna start his 2-2 upgrades. Reynor already. Kindness plating on the way. Oh no! Oh no, Maru! Oh god, Maru. Oh, Maru. Yeah. That was a misclick, and that you can hit GG after that misclick. He lost 2 medivacs worth of units, and I think 3 medivacs in total. And that kind of weird, random, silly misclick moment. And in a high stakes game like this, where he's already behind in upgrades, which I was trying to touch on, now he's finally starting his 2-2. We already have +3 armor coming in from the Zerg player. He's gonna have +3 finishing up with 2-2 from our Terran player. That's an insane upgrade lead. The Ultralisks are gonna be nearly unkillable. No, and he's only going into Marauders right now. It's not like he has a bunch of ghosts which are gonna be sniping these Ultralisks for days. He's just starting up the Marauder production. He just finished the tech labs over here. He's just gonna go into the concussive shots right now. There's like 5 Marauders here in this army, but not enough. He has a few Liberators left over from the production earlier, but of course he needed to go back into medivacs now because he lost like, what, 3 medivacs there on the retreat, like a silly idiot. With that misclick, I'm very sorry for my language there, but that was definitely not good for Maru, and yeah, he knows that. He's gonna be kicking himself as well. Double Spore here in position to try and bolster this anti-drop defense, and Maru's just gonna see that even triple. There's one more here in the corner, and we see one more being plastered down here. Reynor can just spend so much money on static D. He's maxed right now. He has Ultralisks. By the way, he never made an Ultra inside the main base, so we have not seen that come into play yet. I really want to see an Ultra kind of walk this path. Or maybe he can't just get out and we missed it. And that's a big amount of banelings. How many? 23. Going up to 30. He's gonna come in with the engage. Can he make it happen? The Ultralisks are there. Upgrade lead is there. 2-2 against 1-1 here. And chitinous plating, of course. 1-1 Marine Marauder is not gonna work against +4 Ultralisks, man. Look at those boys. It's just gonna demolish this. He did not kill any workers yet, but the Ultralisks are left over. They're unkillable right now. Oh the fungal! Oh my god! That was a big ball of bio going down there to a Ultralisk Baneling combination with that fungal. And look at those Ultras, they just don't die, man. Even the Marauders are gonna have a very tough time with their bonus damage even. Try and deal with these. And GG is gonna be called. Reynor does take the serious here. Does run away with this one. Bring it home. Sweet home, sweet home.